This is going to be probably a bit of a shorter video, but I wanted to do a little spotlight on Vileplume. Because it comes from a Quillfish debate I remember people had, where they're talking about they didn't really like using Quillfish because Galarian Slowbro made it so hard to want to use other poison types, and I found that interesting because, of course, Vileplume is still widely regarded as one of the best poisons in the tier, still very, very high on the VR, so I wanted to talk about it in a video because it's like, hey, how come these other poisons maybe are bad, but Vileplume still gets a ton of use and is considered great? So, what's poppin', people? Got a little Vileplume showcase for y'all today. As I said, it's probably going to be a little bit of a shorter end, because really there's one set to talk about. I'm not talking about Sun Vileplume again. We gave it enough time. It's also just not relevant enough, I don't think, for the video. So, how does defensive Vileplume work in a tier where Galarian Slowbro exists, and not only exists to give it competition, but also exists to kind of hardwall it? Like, this is probably the most common set you'd see. The most intuitive to run. You have Sludge Bomb for, you know, stab, Giga Drain for stab, Leech Seed because, well, they took away every other utility move this mon had. I mean, they banned Sleep Powder, they got rid of Corrosive Gas as a move, they got rid of Infestation, so you can't even run Trapper sets anymore. Took everything this mon loved and they threw it out the door. So, you know, Leech Seed, because it's good chip on mons like Dragalge and Steel types and whatnot. And of course, Strength Sap, because this move is very, very cringe. I mean, this is basically what the mon does. And it's kind of funny, too. Again, the whole Galarian Slowbro point. Because, yeah, I mean, you are kind of just setup fodder. So how does Vileplume end up being useful? Well, it's the most annoying, dumb Pokemon in the tier. Look at this set. And I want to immediately show off, too, a set that Danny used in one of his tournament games. Because I think this really encapsulates why Plume is so annoying to play against. And why, even in spite of Glowbro being a demon, this mon is still... As you can tell, I'm very triggered by this Pokemon. So, every move here is put here to cause maximum annoyance. So Stun Spore, for example, is here because there are actual mons that can generally just use Vileplume as a free switch, and Glowbro and Dragalge are at the top of that list. Throw Salazzle in there too, though, because Lazzle is doing the same thing. They take very little damage from any of Vileplume's stab moves. Leech Seed, I mean, it's there. It's annoying, but it's not like a game changer, especially for Glowbro, which is just going to regenerate it off. Or Dragalge, which, I mean, at the very least, you get a free turn to attack. You're kind of happy about that. Lazzle is unironically probably the most bothered by Leech Seed. And even then, it's like, who cares? I get a free Nasty Claw here, or a free knockoff, or something. So Stun Spore is actually incredible here. Because, yeah, you paralyzing the Glowbro is really, really good. You might think, oh, it's already so slow, who cares? Okay, I don't care that it's slow. I truly do not, because I might make it so that later on, when it's trying to Nasty Plot and beat my other bulky Pokemon on my team, maybe I've got like my own bulky setup option, like a Scrafty, and I'm trying to bulk up and I need to beat down the Glowbro. Well, maybe I'm able to get some key full paralysis luck, and that ends up making it so that the Glowbro can't boost. Or maybe the Dragalge ends up getting fully paralyzed later on, and now, oh, look at that! It's not getting these turns to fire off Draco Meteors and weaken down my Registeel or my Copperajah. Oh, what's that? This Salazzle switched in and got paralyzed. Well, look, it's literally not a threat anymore. So Stun Spore works out really, really nicely there. And the same idea about just generally bothering Pokemon applies to all the Steel types too. Like, Leech Seed, a large reason for Leech Seed is just for chip on Steel types. I do want to confirm that. You want some way of not letting them in for free, basically. And Stun Spore adds on to the problems, because you're able, again, to potentially take away turns from them. But it is nice as well to have Leech Seed just to constantly do chip damage to them, if you're trying to take a trade maybe as well. Like, I could stay in versus a Copperajah for a couple turns, you know, waste a turn setting up a little paralysis on it, get a little Leech Seed, maybe Strength Sap up if it's trying to trade damage with me. And it's pretty favorable for Vileplume in the long term. Like, you're just going to weaken it, especially with it. Rocky Helmet here. Raj can knock it, but you're still going to take some chip along the way. You're gonna risk Effect Spore maybe and putting you to sleep. And then of course Strength Sap, literally like the eternal bane of every bulky mon. So this combo of Seed and Sap basically means any physical attacker, and I'm gonna talk like specifically the more wally physical attackers that are trying to set up, they're not beating Plume. Let's just look for them real quick, and partly because I need to find them in this list, as they're kind of far down. Like, so like Grimstar, for example, I don't care if you Terra Steel even. I'm gonna Leech Seed you. You are not beating me ever. Your bulk ups are not gonna get through Strength Sap. You already don't do enough damage anyway. But I will exist to wall you for perpetuity. Curse Registeel. Now, Curse Registeel, of course, is clear body, but Leech Seed plus Helmet is going to make that mon just completely incapable of doing anything to you. And the nice thing too, actually, this is a very funny interaction. Curse Registeel can't even break past you because it's never one-shotting you. And since you don't actually lower its attack, Sap will always be a full heal, which is really, really funny. And at the very least, too, you force it to rest, and then you just get a free switch. Where is he? Here it is. I'm about to say, where's the next one? Scrafty. Scrafty is considered to be one of the best mons in the tier. It literally can't break Vileplume. Even if you get the +6, by the way, you don't one-shot with knockoff. So I will sap you. Your knocks now will do less because I don't have an item, but also because, you know, lowered your attack. Again, throw Leech Seed in there, so I'm always just weakening you through the turns. Even if you're getting rests off, it's not going to be enough. Eventually, that Shed Skin is not going to activate immediately, and I'm going to be able to get a switch into something while you're asleep that forces you out, forces you to Terra. Maybe you still get 2-shot through Terra. Some special attackers of this tier are cracked out, man. It's very, very nice. Snorlax, another great example. And Snorlax suffers, again, doubly so, because you can't get rid of my helmet. So you're going to try to body slam me. You're going to take even more chip. You're going to get Leech Seed. You're going to full heal me basically every turn because of that massive HP stat. It's just glorious. Like, these mons can't do anything to you. You just exist to piss people off. You literally are here just to ruin people's day. And again, Rocky Helmet Effect Spore, bro, why not? Every physical attacker, why not? Fuck them, you know? You just, who cares, man? Who cares about their feelings? Embor, I'll Terra Water on you, get some Sludge Bomb chip. Oh, what's that? You just took 70% in one turn from recoil? From your own recoil and Effect Spore? Wow. Not Effect Spore, Rocky Helmet. Wow. Oh, some Sludge Bomb chip too. Oh, what's that? Your Embor got poisoned, so your Embor's already dead? Wow, incredible. I too love when the grass type beats the fire type. It's so fun. Flamigo, oh, you thought you could 1v1 me. Oh, what's that? Turned into a water type? Or fairy. You could do fairy as well. Occasionally kind of decent. Still resist fighting. This way, though, you also block out like a Draco. Maybe you're trying to predict a Dragalge or something. You just want to stand and get greedy on a turn. Nothing really wrong with that. Yeah, your little Flamigo thought that it could do something versus me here. Nope, Terra Fairy. Oh, what's that? You're asleep now because of Effect Spore and you just took 50% of your health in damage to recoil in one turn? Wow, amazing. Basculegion. Oh, your Basculegion. You flip turned. You predicted my Vileplume, so you flip turned. Oh, what's that? You got put to sleep? Incredible. Oh, and a little helmet chip too. Never hurt. Never hurt. Serena, oh, Serena, Triple Axle, yeah, let me see you take Rocky Helmet 3 turns in a row, literally lose half your HP as I Strength Sap all the way back to full. I hate this Pokemon. It's not even that it's broken, it's just annoying. It is a tumor upon in you, and I despise it. And I mean, there's the thing too. I have nothing else to say about this Pokemon. There's nothing else to talk about. It's not like it does anything else. I mean, we could reference the Sun Teams video I did, where I still have this actually saved because these are all being recorded on the same day. A couple videos are. These 3. Like, I still mentioned this set. I know I said I wouldn't, but I'll bring it up here just for posterity's sake. And because I feel like I should probably bring it up, just so the video is not like 5 minutes long. Like, this is a set. Like, you can run offensive Vileplume under Sun. This gives it a little bit more I was gonna say dynamism. That is not a word. It gives it a little bit more versatility. The problem is, it's like, you're not ever considering these two sets on the same team. They're just completely different in function. This is, you know, only ever on Auto Sun. This is on any other team you're using completely. So, you know, I don't really care too much, really, about this set. It's just completely different. This set's fine. Like, I think this is a cool set, in fact. This other set's just annoying because, again, every physical attacker in the tier has to pass the Vileplume test. Even something like Flygon, which I'd say Flygon is probably the best physical attacker in the tier. And passing it, because at least you're like, if you're banded Flygon with Earthquake, you do a million of this one. Even something like Water Tauros, which is one of our best Pokemon, you are walled. Like, that's part of the reason Bloom is so good, too. You look at the matchup against a lot of the top Pokemon we have, and give me one moment to bring up the VR. So, yeah, we look at a lot of top Pokemon that are fighters. Like, you check Pawmot. Very, very well. You could check Golurk. You can even go itemless. I didn't even mention that because it's been so long. But you could run itemless and do what we call polter-proofing. So, yeah, obviously Earthquake still does 5 million, dear God. But I'm immune to Poltergeist, and that's oftentimes scarier. But you check Hisuian Decid, you can check Golurk, you check Grim, you check Hitmonlee, you check Pawmot, you check Scrafty. Flygon, I'd still say you check. Migo with a well-timed Terrasilize, you check. Water Tauros, you just shut down. Serena, you make her life even a living hell. Arcanine, I mean, if I have to Terra, I will wall it, and it will simply kill itself to recoil. Sceptile, I could stall out, I think. But I mean, even then, if they Terra Flying and I have to, I'll stun Spore them. Something like that. Hey, the matchup against every physical attacker is just so demonically good, man. Absolutely disgusting. I have nothing else to say, man. I'm tired of looking at this Pokemon. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm just disgusted.